This is a sketch of a house using pencil and pen and ink, and so I'm just kind of working through some ideas here. Remember to subscribe to kind of help the channel out and kind of keep me putting these videos through here. So, starting off with just typical sort of box shape here. I don't have any perspective points or anything in here. I'm just kind of freehanding the sketch in and kind of sticking to a little bit of a 2-point perspective, but not using rulers or anything, so just kind of working it out and just practicing. So with that, just typical pencil, mechanical pencil to keep the fine point on it, and then just kind of working through the ideas for the house as I go. So there's nothing really in mind. I'm just kind of seeing what happens. Got the landscape I'll put in too with little garden pond and stuff. And this is sped up about 4 times the normal speed. Just again, some of the little marks and details could be kind of tedious to do if you had to sit here and watch it. If you want to see a full-length version, then you can just let me know in the comments and I can get that put together as well. So just going through and putting down the stone and stuff in the around the pond and everything. And then you can kind of see, trying to get the shapes and everything correct on there. So it's going to be a koi pond, so put some fish in it and kind of see how that looks. It's not something I draw a whole lot, or have drawn a whole lot recently, so kind of getting back in the swing of things for that. Little fountain, and then onto the landscaping around the house and some of the window details and things like that. So again, no particular look or anything that I'm going for, just kind of working things in as I go. Going on down to the next window and kind of getting that done. And then just going back and getting some of the other details, get a little central chimney in for a central fireplace. And I'll put some stone around it. I probably should put a stone water table in the house, but I think I'm just going to stick with siding on the main parts of the house and just put stone out for some of the detail areas, like the base of the column there. And get some foreground landscaping going in, just to provide some interest. Just kind of darken a few things up and kind of darken it up so you can see it on here. If I know I'm inking something, I usually will not go back and make it this dark. If I know I'm going to ink it, I'll leave it kind of light, but since I'm doing this on the video, I'm kind of darkening things up so it shows up a little better. Gonna get some background and stuff built in. I'll go ahead and grab some pens and things and get those ready to go. So this is nothing fancy, just typical ballpoint pen. Then if I know if I'm wanting to do watercolor and stuff later, then I would go ahead and use technical pens or something like that. If I do anything with this one, it's just going to be like colored pencil or some type of dry media. Mainly because I am just using like a regular pen. There's no permanent ink or anything here, at least on this one. I do plan to come back with a brush pen and darken some things up, just to try to get some contrast going, a little bit more than what just the single width will do. Just go through and kind of get out some of these details and see if I can make them look like something. So just practicing like this, a lot of it's just thinking about, how do things actually look. You have to kind of think in 3D and think about, the sides of it that you're going to see and what kind of shapes you're going to use for that. And then as you put it on paper, make it believable. Just catching some of the details in the little fountain area, then probably need to do some of that on the fish as well, just to make it look like they're right there at the surface of the water. But so just catching some of these. Let's kind of go back and work through all the elements. This thing about windows and doors is more little panels and things you have to work in, and more stuff to go back and ink at a later date. Alright, let's just get the patio done. Catch this one in the foreground, then have to start working in some of the other final details and stuff, like textures and things like that. So just try to get some, trying to draw shingles without, drawing shingles. That would be very tedious to have to go back and catch all of that. So go ahead and get the glass put in. So just shade the glass. Just a bunch of hatching. Or at least something that could pass for hatching anyway. With the ground cover. See, it's kind of going off the screen just a little bit, but you still can kind of get the point. So I just try to show some grass and stuff in. Alright, so now to switch off with the brush pen and just kind of get some contrast put in for just some shading here and there, just enough to try to give a little bit more interest. So just trying to catch all the little panes and panels for the windows and catch some of the edges and some of the vegetation and stuff, but this is getting to be about done. Or at least as much as I'm willing to do to it at the time being. So you can see just kind of picking some spots so it will generate some interest and kind of get those things in. So we're coming to a close here, and just want to thank you for sticking around and watching. Remember to subscribe to help the channel out, and I'll get some more videos out here real soon.